You know what time it is. We are
Come on,
here
baby.
to help out the one quarterback
Gang.
gang. First thing you do right now, I want you to comment down one quarterback gang. And I want someone to write a poem down below. Whoever writes the best poem, I'm going to pin from the one quarterback gang about why you like one quarterback. Do us a favor, drop a like
gosh.
to show some support. Subscribe if you like Dynasty content.
Come on.
You know the deal. Badake and I are going to go back and forth through 2 rounds. And we're going to tell you how you can see the 3rd round here at the very, very end.
Be careful.
But we're very excited. We're using the landing spots from Chad Reuter's mock draft. We'll try and link that in the description. I think we can probably do that. Link it in the description so you guys can see. But he is from NFL.com. We're using his landing spots. And it has to be said, without question, that draft capital will change the landscape of Dynasty football. If you don't adjust to new information, then it's silly season. What are you doing? You got to adjust to new information. Draft capital is very, very important. And if you want to see our rankings, one quarterback, Superflex, best ball, eventually a redraft. If you want to see all those, check out flockfantasy.com/land. Sign up with our code, 30% off. You'll see all of our rankings, articles, exclusives, as well as some of the best people on YouTube we combined with over there. So, 2-day free trial. You're not going to,
2 days, why not?
Go check it out. I'm pretty sure you'll love it.
Try it out.
I think I had the 101 last time. Did I?
Honestly, don't remember, but
yeah, let's give it to you. Let's give it to you.
Sure.
You got the one. Actually, no. You had the 101.
I had the 101.
That's right. I remember now.
Okay,
I remember.
had the 101 last time. Okay.
So give me Bijan Robinson 101 to the Chicago Bears. I really like this landing spot. It's really fun, and welcome to the squad, Bijan.
Welcome to the squad, Bijan. Okay, I'll go with. Surprisingly enough, I am going to go with not my wide receiver 1, my wide receiver 2, just based off the landing spot, right? We got to look at draft capital, landing spots. I still believe in the other guy. But if Jackson Smith-Njigba goes in the 1st round to the Los Angeles Chargers, there's no way I don't think I can take Quentin where he landed, unfortunately. So give me JSN right here.
And what I just said at the beginning of the video, as much as I want to harp on it and be like, you took my guy, this is exactly what you should do if this was real life.
Like
if this was real life and JSN goes in the 1st round and Quentin doesn't, that's what happens in this mock, you probably should adjust.
Yeah.
It would be ridiculous to take Lock. So
I still like the landing spot. I don't think it's enough to take him over JSN and his landing spot. Right.
We'll talk about it in a second for sure.
Yeah.
But I just want to applaud you for making the smart decision, even though I wanted to draft JSN.
That's fair.
Okay, I am up on the clock here, and it gets real messy now at the 103 with this specific mock draft. But I think it gets really messy. But what I will do is I will take Jordan Addison. Yeah, I'll take Jordan Addison at the 103 here. He was a 12th overall pick to the Houston Texans. So if this were to happen in real life, you'll see where these other people landed. But if he goes in the 1st round, 12th overall pick, 1st wide receiver off the board, I'll go ahead and draft him here at the 103.
Yeah, I definitely like that landing spot. Just makes sense here. Okay, I think this is potentially where I would take my guy. Yeah. I actually would. I would still take him over these other guys. I still like the landing spot once again. I just can't take him over Jackson Smith-Njigba with that landing spot. Quentin goes to the Cardinals in the 2nd round, early 2nd round. He is like the 3rd or 4th pick in that the 2nd round, excuse me. He's a 3rd pick in the 2nd round in this mock draft. He goes to the Cardinals, links up with Kyler Murray probably for the 2nd half of the season. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 there. The expectation is that DeAndre Hopkins walks. So I'm happy to take him here.
Yeah, I think it's tough because there's a couple really good running back options on the board.
I see the running backs. I see the running backs, but I'm okay with taking him here. Still.
Sure. I get you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take Jahmyr Gibbs at the 105. I have to be. I'm probably taking him at the 104 too, right ahead of Quentin. Same round. And I'm not going to overdraft Jahmyr Gibbs. He's already ahead of Quentin for me personally, but he does land with the Chiefs. So it is an intriguing landing spot at minimum. Lands with the Chiefs in the 2nd round.
Isn't it?
I have envisioned how the Chiefs could expand this Jerick McKinnon role. And I personally don't see Pacheco being the person to take on that role. It was so important for them. Great in the red zone, great on obvious passing downs. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs, the best pass catcher we have seen come out of the NFL at the running back position in a very long time, he could be absolutely explosive in that offense.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bit hesitant with the landing spot personally, and I know that sounds crazy to say, but one thing we always say, one thing you say as well, like, how can you take the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands? And for a caliber guy like Jameer, how can you not put the ball in his hands, right? So,
well, see, this is where it's the perfect marriage, because you don't have to take the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, because Jameer Gibbs is an incredible receiver. The ball.
Sure. I definitely see.
That's where I'm coming from.
I definitely see it.
So. But also, I will say, like, I'm purposely not overdrafting him because he went to the Chiefs. And I think that's important. Like, if Jameer Gibbs ends up with the Chiefs, that doesn't mean he should now be drafted as 102. Like, don't go crazy. Still be realistic with him.
Agreed. All right, I'll go with another running back here. I'll go Zach Charbonnet. The Chargers going back-to-back weapons here, JSN and Zach Charbonnet. He goes in the second round. If this happens, it's going to be dangerous over there. Herbert, JSN, Sharby, Austin Eckler potentially walks from here, or if not, Sharby takes the next step in 2024, right, after the 2023 season. So this just seems sexy. I'm really happy with Sharby at the 106.
Yeah, Charbonnet. I love it. And he goes to the Chargers. I will say that there is a scenario in which if Austin Eckler is moved, and that was the pick.
I was going to say this after, actually.
There's a scenario in which you could talk yourself into Zach Charbonnet over Jameer Gibbs. Same
with
round.
The landing spot.
Probably better landing spot if Eckler's gone.
That's what I'm thinking.
However, the team does seem like they're all aboard bringing Eckler back. So
yeah, that's fair.
I think you and I would both agree that there's a higher percentage chance he plays for the Chargers than any other team at this point.
Agreed. I completely agree. So
again, there's a conversation there to be had at minimum. Okay, I'm surprised. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised. Well, let me just say it in this way. Would you agree with me that these last three picks, 105 to 107, kind of interchangeable? Actually, honestly, I would put the 104 to the 107. To me, to be interchangeable.
For sure.
I actually have Zay Flowers and Quentin Johnston in a very, like, they're in the same tier for me. So I almost think like the 104 to the 107, there's a lot of room for movement here. And to get Zay Flowers at the 107, I feel very good about that. He went to the Carolina Panthers. He is going to be entering rookie OTAs with his brand new quarterback, who is CJ Stroud here. Yeah. They're going to build that connection. Kind of what you saw, different scenario. But remember last year when Terry McLaurin was holding out and Jahan Dotson got all the work with the quarterbacks to start the year? Jahan Dotson was incredible.
Yep.
You might see something similar here with Zay Flowers. Rookie OTAs. He's going to be the number one guy for CJ Stroud. You take that momentum into camp and you already have that connection. Ooh, you're going to start hearing these reports. Hey, Zay Flowers and CJ Stroud, they got something cooking. I'll take him here at the 107. He goes to the Panthers early second round.
Yeah, it's a
top
sexy
40
spot.
pick. I'm really happy with this. And again, I personally would say the 104 to the 107 feel like interchangeable almost.
Yeah. I would definitely agree here if these landing spots happen. I think it's crazy. These are nice 4 picks, right? 4 to 3 picks here from 104 to 107. I really like all those landing spots. All right, I'm at the 108 here. I'm taking a running back. He goes in the second round.
Yeah.
A guy that had a phenomenal Senior Bowl. He was going viral on Twitter with all these videos, and that's Tajay Spears going to the New Orleans Saints with the 40th pick in the second round. Obviously, they have Jamal Williams. In this expectation, Alvin Kamara is gone. They're going to have either a 50-50 backfield or a, 60-40, whatever the case may be. Is this a DeAndre Swift and a Jamal Williams type vibe? 2 heavy hitter guys that's come in running down the field. So Tajay Spears in the first round? That's wild.
Yeah, of a rookie mock is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Tajay Spears is the first round in a rookie? That's wild.
Second round in the real mock, and I think he was drafted ahead of Charbonnet in this.
He was drafted ahead of Jameer Gibbs as well.
Yeah, ahead of both of them. So again, this is where you need to adjust to new information. The landing spot's weird though. I guess Alvin Kamara moves on. I think
Alvin
it's
moves
strange.
on. Yeah, for sure. And
okay,
we're gonna find out what that looks like.
There is one more player. Actually, I'm not gonna say one more player, but there's like one more obvious draft pick here until it gets into like, okay, let's start having conversations as to why you took that player.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the exception of a player that I am out on, but other people love, and I understand. But that player to me would be Kendre Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in the 3rd round to the Cardinals. And I like the draft capital. 3rd round. Is it 2nd round? No, but it's still pretty high in the 3rd round. Kendre Miller goes to the Cardinals, a team that is completely transitioning from vets to youth, right? D-Hop likely moving on. Trey McBride season is arriving with Zach Ertz recovering from that injury.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Kyler Murray to be back and healthy. You got James Conner, who is absolutely on his last legs. Can he even play a full season without, getting injured? Who's behind him?
Right.
Deontay Ingram, 7th round pick. We got Kendre Miller, who I don't think is an elite athlete. Like, people are yelling at me on Twitter that he is, but I do think he's a very good athlete, and he's a well-rounded running back. I think he could absolutely step in, and it wouldn't surprise me if this is this year's version of Dameon Pierce. Like, not at all. It would not surprise me whatsoever if he is that guy for the Cardinals. So I'll take him here at the 108. And I know that some people are going to say this is too early, but I think if I hit on running back, I'm much more happy with hitting on another position that I would take after him. So
Okay. The 109, right? 109. Okay, so I'm at the 110 here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to not take this guy because he did get 1st round draft capital.
Totally, like this player should be off the board.
And you know what? I'm gonna take him,
and I'm stubborn.
I'm gonna take him because I'm the one that usually puts respect on his name, and that's Jalen Hyatt. He goes to the Chiefs. He was the last pick in the 1st round, going to the Kansas City Chiefs. What does this mean? Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell you because we're not massive Jalen Hyatt believers. We're not fantasy people that saying, you know what, he's gonna be 100 targets per year type guy or more. No, it's not. That's not how we see it. He's just a field stretcher. He's a guy maybe that plays the MVS, the Tyreek Hill role that you just throw the bombs to and hopefully he catches the ball. But even then, with that 40 time, does that really translate? But at the same time, well, how important is the 40 times in the combine,
film,
right? And I know that's what people are going to say.
Body of work versus or combine.
So it's interesting. I don't think we should ignore it in the 1st round. I think he does. He definitely deserves to go in the 1st round if he does get drafted in the 1st round in your rookie drafts.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hyatt here.
Let's be super realistic. If you're in on Hyatt, you can make a case for drafting him here at the 105.
Oh, absolutely.
106. I'm just not that person. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be stubborn on a couple players this draft, and I am aware that it could be a blind spot. So yell at me in the comments if you want. 111. There's a lot of options here at the 111, and I think you could genuinely make a case for a lot of these options. For me and my house, we will draft Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, that's who I was going to go at the 110, but
Dalton Kincaid here, he goes in the 1st round to the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Unfortunately, RIP put my man in a grave, Jake Ferguson. All my shares are dead. But Dalton Kincaid instantly steps in and gives you what Dalton Schultz was giving you the last 2 years. But guess what? He is a better prospect by miles than Dalton Schultz was. So this is actually probably, this will end up being your 2nd receiving option on this team by the end of his rookie year, in my opinion. I mean, he is probably the most ready receiving tight end in this draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not the most complete, but he is the most ready receiving tight end. And I have heard even guys like PFF, which you respect them or you don't, you like what they do or you don't, but PFF, multiple people who cover the draft are saying this guy is not Travis Kelce, but he is one of the fewest we have seen come out that looks like a mold of what Kelce could be. Some version of that. And I get it. I see what they're saying. So I'll take him here at the 111. It's just, I honestly, I find it so hard to draft tight ends early because I think back to like Pat Fryermuth who hit. His value didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like his value shot through the roof. it's just so tough with tight ends and non-tight end premium leagues.
Yeah, it is really tough. And, you look at some of these other players that's still available. I definitely would have gone Dalton, especially the way, this draft is going. Okay. I can go another tight end here. Would I take this tight end over where this wide receiver? Yeah, absolutely I would. That's the problem. I'll go with another tight end. The tight end one, I think, in everyone's, I would say, rankings, the majority of the community's rankings. Let's go Michael Mayer here. He goes to the Packers in the first round, whether that's with Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love. The Packers, as always, solidify some sort of tight end in the works, right, with Aaron Rodgers at the time. Now Jordan Love's going to be here, Christian Watson. Maybe this is their wide receiver too, right? This guy that can block on the inside, play in the middle of the field, and be some sort of threat anywhere. He will be a threat no matter where he is on the field. So I'll take Michael Mayer here. Going in the first round, it's hard to take one other player that went in the third round over him, but I think this is where I would go.
Yeah, there will be people who are already writing a comment right now saying you can't take 2 tight ends in the first round. Go look at the landing spots here for Chad Reuter's mock and tell me who you're drafting over Michael Mayer at the 112. Genuinely, tell me who you are drafting, because there's not a clear answer. And Chad, I think what he did well, while I don't agree with all the spots or all the opinions, I don't think Quentin's falling out of the first. But while I disagree with some of it, what he did really well was be realistic about how many offensive players will probably go. Like, there will be people who are left out and they're in the 5th, 6th round. And you're like, oh, I really like that player. Damn it.
Yeah.
Like, that is just the
100%.
Realistic part of an NFL draft. We see it every year. So I'm here starting the 2nd round, I believe. And geez, this is tough. I'm going to show some love to someone who has been considered a my guy. I've been in this guy's corner for a little bit, now. Okay. Just had his pro day, and I just find it so funny how Twitter operates. Jalen Hyatt at 176 pounds went out at the combine this year. He ran a 4.40, and people were very happy with that on Twitter. I was questioning. This guy was supposed to be elite speed, and at his size, 4.4, they were extremely happy with that. Zach Evans comes out at his pro day. He runs a 4.45 at 202, maybe 205 or more pounds, and people are unhappy with it. I just think at some point, sometimes we just choose our narrative and we run with it. I'm trying my best through this process with Zach Evans to be completely unbiased. Am I going to be completely unbiased? No. I'm trying my best too, because I believe in this player. But I am happy with 4.45 for Zach Evans. I mean, I think people are getting too caught up on 40 times in general. So I'm going to trust the film. I'm going to trust the game. And I'm actually happy with 4.45. I mean, my comps for him didn't run a faster 40 time. I mean, look at all of the starting running backs in the NFL and tell me how many of them ran faster than a 4.45 at the combine. This is a more than adequate number. I'll take him here at the 201. He goes to the Browns. The Browns have always had Kareem Hunt to spell Nick Chubb. As Nick Chubb ages, I believe we're going to see Zach Evans play that same role for this team. Kareem Hunt. It's not sexy, but there's not a lot of sexy, obvious options here. Maybe I could have got Zach Evans later. Probably could have. I know that you're not in love with him, but I'll take him here. I'll put some respect on his name. And personally, I'm happy. I hear him already saying that names like the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Cardinals, all these guys are bringing him in for visits. They're saying that they are interested in him. I still think Zach Evans is a lock for 3rd round, if not earlier in the NFL draft. And that's what we see here with Chad's mock. I'll take him here at the 201. Fight me in the comments. And here's what I'll say lastly. If Zach Evans goes in the 5th round, of course I will change my tune. Of course. But as of right now, if you believe in a player, there's no reason really for you to change your opinion drastically. Draft capital is what really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah. Draft capital definitely matters. And, I did see the 40 time. I wasn't It didn't blow me out the water personally. I thought he would personally be a little bit faster. I thought he would run at least in the 4.3s with the weight, but doesn't
I just
mean
don't understand why. Like,
it
why,
was
why did you
because
expect that? Because I remember we had conversations when you said, I'm not impressed by his speed. So what made you
yeah,
think that?
I'm not impressed by his speed, but everyone else is. So a lot of things that a lot of people said about Zach Evans is that he is a burner. Once he's in space, you can't catch him. He's just under this elite speed category. And to run a 4.45, I think it's a bit disappointing. That's just me. That's my opinion. I was hoping for him to run in like the 4.3, like 4.38. Well, okay, I can see it. And then I correct myself, right? But like I was hoping at least high 4.3s. That wasn't the case. It was actually mid 4.3s or mid 4.5s.
I never, ever, ever had expectations for him to be a 4.3 guy. Never in my life. And I think like 4.3 for a running back, that is very, very rare. I think we expect that to be this elite number for a wide receiver, but for a running back, like most of your favorite running backs, guys, did not run a 4.3. Like they were not in that category.
For sure.
And I just think that maybe we're setting some unrealistic expectations on certain players. I'm not saying just you, Badake, but we're using different goalposts for different players based off of our biases, I think. And we all do it. I'm subject to doing it at times.
Sure.
But anyway, I just found it hilarious that Twitter, when Jalen Hyatt runs a 4.40 at 176 pounds, is ecstatic with it, and now they're not happy with Zach Evans at 4.45.
Well, I think the narrative there.
Are you kidding me?
I think the narrative there, in my opinion, is the same. I was disappointed with Jalen Hyatt because he's significantly smaller, significantly lighter.
Sure.
And Zach Evans came in at 215, or we thought he was gonna be 210, 215, but he's actually 202.
Sure.
And then he runs a 4.54.
Yeah, 4.55. We didn't get him weighed in again, unfortunately.
Yeah, again. So, like, I understand what you're saying, but I also, like, I was just expecting a bit of a faster 40 time. Does he go up and down in my rankings? No, he stays the same after the combine. But I was just expecting a faster 40 time. And I know, like, yeah, we do have these goalposts, but, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs came in at, under 200 pounds, and he ran a 4.3 something.
Here's the difference, though. Jahmyr Gibbs on film showed elite speed. Zach Evans did not show elite speed on film.
I'm not saying you said this, but the fantasy community loves Zach Evans because of his speed, just like the fantasy community loves Jalen Hyatt.
I don't think so, man.
Because of his speed.
I do not agree with that comparison.
And remember the one big thing.
I do not agree with that. No
the one big thing that we disagreed on was his speed.
I said his speed was pretty good, but I'm sitting here saying 4.45 for Zach Evans is not a bad time at all.
Yeah.
But I like Jalen Hyatt, his biggest X factor is his speed. That is not the case with Zach Evans.
For sure. I would agree there. That's not the only case for Zach Evans. At least the way I'm seeing it. But this will be turned into a Zach Evans video. So he goes at the 1-0.
Zach Evans, just get at least third round capital so I can be happy or insufferable to people.
201 Zach Evans, and now I'm looking at the board here, and this is where it's kind of a bit difficult to not take this guy. I'm not in love with the landing spot. I'm okay with it, not in love with it, but I will take him here. He goes in the third round. That's Josh Downs. He goes to the Baltimore Ravens, and I know it doesn't seem sexy right now because Lamar is in question, but if Lamar's not in question and he goes to the Ravens in the third, he is finally another weapon Lamar can target in the middle of the field, right? Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, Josh Downs. Wherever he is going to play, I'll be really excited for Josh Downs. So him going at the 202 here for me in the third round, I'm happy to take a chance on him.
Sure, I can understand that. So, man, there's so many tight end options.
There are so many.
I don't want to go that way just yet. I'm going to go Rashee Rice here at the 203. He went to the Packers in the second round. With that capital, you have to anticipate they're going to give him a chance to beat out guys like Romeo Doubs in camp. So I like Rashee Rice here at the 203. Give Jordan Love another weapon as he steps into his starting career.
Yeah, I love it. I'm going with two people here. I'm going to go with a guy that gets drafted in the second round. I don't think we've ever taken him in a mock draft here. A guy that I really like, and that's Marvin Mims. He goes to the Seattle Seahawks in the second. The expectation is that maybe he doesn't have the workload that we hope and expect right now. But once Tyler Lockett leaves and departs, whether that's somehow he gets moved before the NFL draft, right? Hypothetically in this mock draft. Or he goes after the NFL draft, after the 2023 season. Marvin Mims steps in because he's a slot guy. He can play on the outside. He kind of reminds me of the Josh Downs, all these type of guys, these smaller guys. There's Zay Flowers that has the speed, the weight, and the build to kind of take him there. So I'll take a shot on Marvin Mims here.
Sure. I have my doubts, but I get it with the draft capital.
Yeah.
I can understand it for sure. Call me crazy. This is where I'm taking my QB1 in one quarterback formats. In one quarterback formats. I need to stress that. It's different in Superflex. But welcome Anthony Richardson at the 205. He went to the Colts, I believe, with the 3rd or 4th overall pick in the first round.
Yes.
This is a player who he's probably starting over Gardner Minshew. Just going to be honest with you guys. And if he plays 17 games, he's rushing for 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
If he plays 17 games, he is rushing for 1,000 yards. So I'll take him here at the 204.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'll go tight end here. I'll go tight end. Now, which one do I want to go with? That's the question. I feel like it has to be. Nah, I feel like
good options.
There are 2 options. I'll go Sam Laporta here.
Okay.
He goes to the Dolphins in the 2nd round. The other tight end also got really good draft capital, goes in the 2nd round. But I just like this team overall build better. But I'm also hesitant here because of what we saw with Mike Gesicki. But I think Sam Laporta is a better overall route runner, I would say, than Mike Gesicki. So maybe they kind of use him more in the passing game, in my opinion. So let's see what happens there.
I think Mike Gesicki's pretty damn good. I just don't think they utilized him properly when Tyreek came. I'll take the other tight end here at the 207, Luke Musgrave. He goes to the Commanders. Welcome to the squad here. Clear need for this team. And Luke Musgrave is one of those rare tight ends who you could actually work into your, he's not just a middle of the field guy. He has the speed to play all over the field. He'll be a mismatch for safeties and linebackers. This dude is just a freak athlete, and he's got really good speed for the position. I'll take him there at the 207. Obvious need for that team.
All right, Luke Musgrave at the 207. This is where I'll take my QB1 here. Give me C.J. Stroud going to the Carolina Panthers at the 208. This just seems sexy. We saw the pro day. He gets Zay Flowers in this month. He goes with Miles Sanders. So I'm really excited about C.J. here at the 208.
I hear you. All right, here at the 209. Gets a little bit. It gets a little bit difficult to know exactly what to do. So I think I'm gonna leave that next decision to you and grab Bryce Young at the 209.
That's fine.
He goes to the Texans. He gets Jordan Addison in the first round as well. You're up at the 210.
Okay. I can go with 2 players here. I'm gonna go with this guy. He hasn't been picked in the mock draft recently. I'm okay with the landing spot. He goes in the 3rd round to the New Orleans Saints. So now you have Chris Olave, you have Kayshon Boutte with Derek Carr, the wide receiver 2 there. Reports has already come out saying Michael Thomas is still not 100%. When is he going to be 100%? He hasn't been 100% for 3 years now. Just get him off your team and start Kayshon Boutte, and that's exactly what you're going to do here at the 210. So I'll take a shot with him.
Yeah, I was looking at him. I was like, ooh, who's going to do it first? Kind of Mexican standoff here. Who's going to do it first? All right, I'm going to probably draft Devin Achane here. He did not go where I wanted him to. He probably would have been off the board by now if he had. He goes to the Patriots in the 4th round. But I can easily envision exactly how Devin Achane would be used in this offense because Bill Belichick has shown us exactly how he would use a player like Devin Achane in the past. James White come to mind for anybody. So this is a type of running back that Bill Belichick has held in high regard before, has brought a lot of fantasy points, has been an important part of their offense. I'll take him here at the 211. Yeah, he's undersized. It's a 211. I like the player. Bite me. You're up at the 212. What are you thinking here?
All right, 212. 212. 212. You know what? I had another player in mind, but I actually just saw somebody else. Give me Eric Gray.
Okay.
And this is a little bit different. Another guy that has been drafted in our mock draft, the one quarterback mocks. He goes in the 4th round to the Cincinnati Bengals. Does he take over this Joe Mixon role? What's going to happen? Does Joe Mixon walk and they could draft Eric Gray in the 4th and they get another running back, you know, as a pass catching guy, right? So maybe Eric Gray does take the Shemaze P. Ryan role. And we kind of see that happening. We kind of see the transition this year. Or maybe Joe, like I said, Joe Mixon just walks and he takes over the role as a whole. So Eric Gray at the 112, I'll take a chance on him to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for sure. Hey, do you want to see the 3rd round? Okay. Well, as we have said before, there is bonus content over on Flock Fantasy. So we will be posting a bonus video.
That's right.
You'll see in that bonus content section on the website. If you click that, you're gonna see part 2 from us where we go through the 3rd round of this one quarterback mock draft. Not signed up yet? Go ahead and sign up. flockfantasy.com/land. The link is in the description. You also hear us talk about it at the end of this video. You got a 2-day free trial. So if you haven't signed up, now's a good time. But go ahead, sign up. I'm sure you'll love it. And you get to watch the 3rd round of this one quarterback mock. Appreciate you guys. Like the video to show some support. Subscribe if you like Dynasty content. And I want you to comment down below. Let us know that you think we're awful at what we're doing like you always do. No, I'm kidding. You guys love us. It's okay.
Sometimes.
We'll see you in the next video very soon. All love. Now that those idiots are done talking, who needs some rankings?
Hell yeah, I need some rankings.
Then use promo code LAND, L-A-N-D, for 30% off any membership at flockfantasy.com.
Oh.
It's so easy. Even your grandma could scan that QR code right there.